The story takes place on a small island dinosaur park. The aquatic zone guide had just finished explaining. Suddenly, a massive shark was lowered from above. This was to lure the giant called Kanglong out for his meal. The boy Gray quickly warned his brother, who was looking at pictures of his girlfriend. The moment his brother looked up, the water erupted. A huge shape burst out. It clamped down on the shark, splashing everyone nearby. Before the visitors could react, the viewing platform suddenly descended, allowing everyone a close-up of Kanglong. It swallowed half the shark in one bite. The visitors cheered excitedly. Gray was a dinosaur fan. His mother had never had time to bring him here. This time, to make his youngest son's dream come true, she asked his brother Zach, who was in a relationship, to accompany him. It was also a chance to teach the brothers independence. Their parents dropped them at the airport, gave them a pile of instructions, and sent them on their way. After the flight, they still had to take a boat to reach Nubla Island's dinosaur park. Upon arrival, the person picking them up was not their Aunt Claire, but a stranger. The park was huge. They had to take a tram. Gray was thrilled, looking around excitedly. Zach was a bit grumpy, thinking about being away from his girlfriend for a week, but he didn't blame his brother. At the park lobby, the woman said she was Claire's assistant. Aunt Claire would join them later. She first took them to the hotel to rest. She said Claire had arranged VIP access for them. They could play without waiting in line. Aunt Claire ran the park. With over 20,000 visitors daily, her job was to maximize profit. Since the resurrection of extinct species 20 years ago, dinosaurs were no longer novel, like seeing elephants at a zoo. Now people wanted bigger dinosaurs with more teeth. To attract investors, she pitched the park's future potential. The park's current popularity was thanks to researchers mixing various animal genes into dinosaurs. The first genetically modified hybrid dinosaur was the Tyrannosaurus ravager, bigger and stronger than a real T-Rex. The brothers wandered the park. They could see dinosaur holograms and even play archaeologist, learning a lot about dinosaurs. Gray, as an experienced fan, could answer questions adults couldn't. When Claire finally met the kids, it had been 7 years since she last saw them, but she was too busy, so the assistant stayed with them. To make up for it, she promised to take them to the control room tomorrow, where they could see all the behind-the-scenes operations. With so many visitors, Claire had to monitor every dinosaur, ensuring everything was safe. A broadcast announced Helicopter 1 would arrive in 5 minutes. She ran to greet the boss, reporting that profits had increased. The boss didn't care about money. He only cared whether visitors were happy and animals were comfortable. His purpose for the park was to show humanity how small and fragile it was in nature. They visited the Tyrannosaurus ravager enclosure. The boss noticed many cracks in the glass. Claire explained that the ravager had tried to break it. Because snake genes were implanted, it could sense humans. The boss worried it was unsafe. Claire assured him the best engineers were hired. Still concerned, the boss suggested Owen, an animal trainer, check it. Owen was in the raptor enclosure, a retired Navy man. He applied dolphin training techniques to 4 raptors to improve human-dinosaur communication. The enclosure manager, Hoskins, was a military fanatic. He wanted to deploy raptors as weapons. Owen disagreed, but didn't argue. A new keeper accidentally fell into the raptor cage while chasing a stray pig. About to be eaten, Owen immediately intervened, calmed the raptors and saved the keeper. He had just exited the cage a second before closing. Besides ferocious dinosaurs, the park also had gentle ones. Visitors could interact freely. The brothers sneaked off to see more exciting attractions, while the assistant made a call. A signal flare was thrown near antelopes. The Tyrannosaurus ravager slowly appeared. Mom called. Finding out Claire wasn't with the kids, she panicked. Claire promised to spend the whole day with them tomorrow. Claire went to find Owen. They had dated once. Claire was extremely organized, even printing itineraries. Owen was casual, wore beach shorts on the first date, so no second date. This time, Claire approached him. He verbally refused but followed anyway. They returned to the ravager enclosure, placed a large chunk of meat as bait, but it didn't appear. Checking the monitors, the ravager was nowhere to be found. Owen noticed claw marks on the wall. He suspected the ravager had escaped. Researchers said it had a tracker implanted. Claire rushed to the control room to check. Owen and a guard opened the enclosure. The wall was 40 feet high. They wondered how it got out. Control room staff discovered the Ravager was still in the enclosure, just camouflaged. They called for evacuation. 3 people turned to run. 1 staff member was eaten. The guard closed the door behind them. Owen sprinted 800 meters just in time. The Ravager was so strong, it smashed the iron gate. Owen hid under a car. The Ravager approached the guard. The guard froze in fear. The Ravager flipped the car and ate him. Owen quickly doused his clothes in gasoline to mask his scent. The Ravager smelled it and walked away. Even worse, monitors showed the Ravager heading to the visitor area. With over 20,000 people, armored forces tried to intercept, but the creature couldn't be found nearby. The captain found a piece of meat with the tracker inside. The Ravager had removed it to avoid detection. Blood dripped from above onto the captain's hands. With squid and tree frog genes, it could camouflage. It was too late. The captain was killed. Tasers were useless. In 2 minutes, the entire armored team was gone. Owen told Claire to evacuate the island. He explained hybrid dinosaurs would kill anything moving to confirm dominance. He recommended using live weapons from helicopters. Claire hesitated, not wanting the park to become a battlefield. Meanwhile, the brothers were heading to the next attraction. They boarded a tour cart. Staff received an emergency stop order, but the boys had already entered the dinosaur area. All herbivores, Triceratops, Stegosaurus, Brachiosaurus, all gentle. The system told all equipment to halt and return. The younger brother sighed. The older brother drove deeper to entertain him. Claire called her assistant. Found out the kids weren't with her. She called Zach. Poor signal cut the call. She asked for help, but too many visitors. She went to find Owen. The brothers reached a restricted area. Zach drove in to cheer up Gray. 4 dinosaurs appeared. Gray said there were 5. Counting revealed a 5th dinosaur in the glass reflection. The Ravager had silently appeared behind them. The tour cart was hit by an ankylosaurus tail. The Ravager, thinking it was stealing food, bit the ankylosaurus. Its neck broke. The phone rang. It was Aunt Claire. The ring drew the Ravager. It flipped the tour cart, tried to bite the boy inside. The glass was too strong. The brothers unbuckled the seatbelts and escaped. Humans can't outrun a Ravager. Luckily, a water pit was ahead. They jumped, just as the Ravager opened its jaws. They survived. Aunt Claire searched everywhere, saw an injured Brachiosaurus lying in the grass, its eyes mournful. All park dinosaurs were killed by the Ravager. She couldn't find the brothers. She found Zach's phone. She nearly collapsed thinking they were dead. Owen traced footprints to the water pit, figured they had jumped courageously. He told Claire to return. She stripped off unsuitable clothes and followed him. The brothers reached the jungle edge, found a helmet and a wrecked car. Ahead was an abandoned house. Inside were signs of prior habitation. The Ravager, with snake genes sensing heat, was heading to the visitor area. Raptor manager Hoskins suggested releasing raptors to attack the Ravager. The boss refused. He preferred to use a helicopter with live ammo. The brothers repaired a car and drove into the park. Hearing the engine, Owen knew the kids were alive. Owen prepared another car to pursue. Suddenly, the Ravager's massive foot stomped in. They held their breath under the car hood. It bit at them. They ran for their lives. A helicopter arrived. The boss fired at the Ravager. It dodged. The Ravager crashed through the aviary. Pterosaurs escaped through the gap. The helicopter was disrupted by pterosaurs. It crashed. The billionaire died. Control room staff were upset. Only Hoskins laughed. A flock of pterosaurs emerged. Owen called Claire to hide in the jungle. The brothers escaped by car. Pterosaurs chased them. Assistant saw them at the southwest gate. They drove into the park, announced over the speakers. 20,000 visitors to shelters. People panicked as a flock of pterosaurs descended. The scene was chaos. Hoskins sneaked to the helipad, finally left. The brothers reached the park. The assistant warned them. In a blink, she was snatched by a pterosaur, thrown into the lake. The pterosaur didn't realize it was Kanglong's territory. It played with her like a toy. The water exploded. Kanglong emerged, swallowed the pterosaur and assistant in one bite. The brothers used this chance to escape. Special forces arrived to eliminate the pterosaurs. Claire climbed to a high spot and called the two children. They heard her voice. But pterosaurs were still chasing them. They had no choice but to keep running. Owen was also ambushed by a dinosaur. Claire arrived just in time to save him. The brothers finally reunited with their aunt. After the boss died, Hoskins and his new team took over the park. They fired all the original staff. He was a war fanatic. Planning to release raptors against the Ravager, Owen arrived and punched him. The raptors were raised by him. He didn't want them harmed, but to save over 20,000 visitors. He had no choice but to agree. The plan was this. Let the raptors use their sense of smell to locate the Ravager. Surround it. Then the special forces would shoot it. Claire brought the children into a vehicle, sat in front monitoring the controls. Owen applied meat from the Ravager onto the raptors, letting them become familiar with its scent. Then released them. Everyone followed through the jungle. Finally, the Ravager slowed down somewhere. Everyone raised their guns ready. In the darkness, the Ravager appeared. Unexpectedly, the Ravager began communicating with the raptors. It turned out the Ravager didn't just have snake, tree frog, and squid genes. It also had raptor genes. The raptors told it about the human plan. Control room staff panicked. They ordered immediate gunfire. The bullets missed. The raptors lost trust in humans. They turned and fought alongside the Ravager against humans. The soldiers moved cautiously forward. A raptor suddenly attacked. In less than a minute, most soldiers were dead. Even the keepers who normally fed them weren't spared. Owen used a horn from afar to lure the raptors away. The raptors ran back into the park, killing those left behind. The brothers were terrified. Claire quickly accelerated. A raptor leapt onto their car. They pushed a gas cylinder to block it, but it avoided it. Another raptor chased them. They jabbed it with a stun gun. Owen caught up. Together they ran through the park. Inside the park, Dr. Henry Wu was secretly coordinating with Hoskins, transferring embryos and equipment from the lab. He planned to study a more ferocious dinosaur for battlefield use. Dr. Wu escaped the nearly bankrupt park by helicopter. Owen and team reached the lab, saw Hoskins moving assets, constantly brainwashing them, claiming the hybrid Ravager would dominate the world. A raptor barged in. Hoskins tried to soothe it like Owen. The raptor sensed his deceit. Bites him. Owen and the others used the opportunity to escape. Outside, two more raptors surrounded them. One was named Charlie. It recognized Owen, who had raised it. Owen unlocked its head harness. Then the Ravager suddenly appeared. It confronted the humans, questioned the nearby raptor why it hadn't attacked. The raptor looked at Owen, didn't attack, seemed to urge them to run, then barked wildly at the Ravager. The Ravager kicked it away. It was near collapse. Another raptor rushed to help, small but agile, climbed onto the Ravager and tore at it. The brothers and Claire hid in a nearby shop. Owen fired a gun from a distance. Bullets couldn't penetrate the Ravager's thick skin. Gray told Claire, to fight the Ravager, you need a creature with bigger teeth. Claire suddenly had an idea, grabbed a signal flare, and ran out recklessly. The Ravager threw the raptors onto a fire pile. One raptor also died. Owen didn't have time to mourn, quickly hid inside the shop. The three were almost eaten. Claire ran while calling colleagues to open enclosure 9. She ignited the signal flare. A real Tyrannosaurus slowly emerged. She threw the flare onto the Ravager. The two T-Rexes began fighting. Just as the Ravager was about to kill the old T-Rex, the raptor, Charlie, thrown into the fire, woke up, leapt onto the Ravager's back and bit. The old T-Rex flipped and bit the Ravager's hind leg. The old and young worked together, cornering the Ravager near the lake. Kang Long's massive head burst through the water. Its serrated teeth gripped the Ravager's neck, dragging it under. Water splashed. The old T-Rex and Charlie stood side by side, as if saying, only by respecting nature can one create an everlasting legend. From then on, the park walls were torn down, warning lights turned off. Humans quietly withdrew from the land they once tried to control.